Welcome to Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. Today is the 6th of January, and this is officially our last day of hunting for the 2024-25 season. That's a sad moment. We're not going to cry right now. We'll do that at the end of the hunt because we may still have something to be excited about before the day is over. Today is going to be the, I guess, the epitome of the statement, it's better to be lucky than good. Because we're gonna have to be really lucky to be successful on what we're gonna do this afternoon. We have a north wind and we basically have only one good spot on the south side of the farm that would set up for a north wind, and that's the one we've hunted the last 2 nights. So we're going to the north side of the farm and we're gonna let the wind blow. I won't say it's blowing to where I think the deer are coming from, but it's blowing into where they're gonna end up. So we have to get lucky, and you know, it can happen. It can definitely happen. We should see some deer. It's a good spot. Haven't seen, this is what's interesting. We talked yesterday about how we were going to find out today if the trail cameras were showing a slow movement pattern throughout the whole farm yesterday, and they were. So when I got up this morning and checked all my cameras, there wasn't much activity anywhere yesterday. It wasn't just slow on the spot that we hunted. So where we're going to is a spot we call the open gate. We've had a lot of good hunts there. It's right in the middle of the farm.
But it's not the same field that we hunt when we hunt the open gate stand.
Right.
Because we're in the little outer sorghum that you put in.
We're out in the farm field more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be in a blind out there. And we are running a little bit late again. Due to various
athletic activities.
Yeah.
I had to get a run in. It's nice out today. It's actually, I didn't ever think that I would be saying 21 degrees. It feels warm, but compared to yesterday, it felt warm on my run. The sun is nice.
The sun is nice.
Yeah. When you're out of the wind, it's very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a very Midwestern opinion to have.
Yeah.
But I think it feels nice. Not saying something.
Yeah. We're going to drive right to the blind. We're not going to mess around with any of this parking and walking. We're going to drive right to the ladder that leads into the blind, into that sorghum right behind it. And you know, we've already violated everything that makes any sense to a deer hunter, so we might as well take it to the full nth degree. So come along for the journey as we show you all the ways not to hunt deer. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, Hunt Stand Pro Whitetail App, Whitetail Institute, Research Equals Results, B3 Releases, XO Broadheads, Exact Sights, Muddy Outdoors Tree Stands, Stealth Cam Trail Cameras, and Hoyt. It's almost 4:30, and so far our experiment with breaking all the rules and hoping for luck hasn't paid off. Unless you're hunting turkeys, then it would have paid off. There's always this running debate that I find interesting, and I haven't even come to a conclusion where I stand on it, of walking versus riding. Either to your stand or to your blind. And for sure you can't ride all the way to your stand, generally. I mean, we did. We pulled the four-wheeler right into the sorghum next to the blind. I don't think that's going to make any difference really. The only thing that's going to work against us would be if something hurt us drive in, because the upside of driving is you don't leave any scent on the ground. The downside is obviously the noise, and you've got to hide it. But
it was windier when we pulled in too.
Yeah.
Not like a strong wind, but now it's pretty dang near dead calm.
Yeah. And also being able to stash it in the sorghum is a big deal. You know, I think we've tried it before in the open woods with those little electric scooters, and that works okay, but the deer do still tend to see it and you know, show caution.
Because what would the alternative have even been today? We would have had to park on the field edge somewhere and walk in?
Well, the last time we hunted this, Carson and I parked way back in the woods.
Oh, I got you.
Not close to that stand on the ridgetop, but between there and here. So between that stand and then the little clover plot back in there. Okay. So we parked in the woods.
Then did you walk in around the outside and in the back?
No, because we didn't want the deer behind us to see us.
I got you.
We were more worried about the deer to the north. And it worked out well. I mean, the deer came from through the open gate. They walked right over our scent. So it was, you know, that one did work. Sometimes I think it makes sense to drive in, more sense than to walk in. A lot of it comes down to what the deer are used to also and where they are relative to...
That's what I was just going to say. The direction you expect them to be coming from / going to and where you think they're living.
Yeah.
Would play into your approach method.
Yeah, and so I don't think there's a hard, fast set of rules to this. I think that there are some situations where walking is better, and there's some situations where riding is better.
Yeah.
And we'll know soon enough. No, we aren't necessarily going to know because this is just one small sample, but I don't think they will pick up on that. Maybe if the sun is shining off it, they would. But they're used to the blind being here already, and they don't really count tires. You know, so I think if the four-wheeler is right next to the blind with the sorghum all around it, I don't think it's going to make one bit of difference to them.
No.
So now we just need some deer to show up to be the final judges for us here.
What is it? The scientific method of hypothesis, experiment, test, and something?
I think I failed that class,
Okay.
so maybe you better...
What does that say about Iowa's engineers? They don't pass. I think that was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, I don't remember if I went to 7th and 8th grade even. I might have...
Too busy hunting.
I might have been playing football or something. I don't think I was there, mentally at least. Let's collect our wits and get ready for some action here. I mean, it's really, really nice.
It's gorgeous out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful evening.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were all like this, we never have anything to complain about.
There's a squirrel. I just went around the backside.
We're seeing game.
Movement.
Yeah, we saw those turkeys and now a squirrel.
Yeah, it's a big night for us.
It is. The sun set technically 1 minute ago. We actually watched it set.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We're half an hour away from putting a, what would you put? Period at the end of the sentence.
Shutting the book, putting it on the shelf.
Writing the end after the last chapter.
Yeah. Do you think you'll do like a recap episode?
I want to talk about what I learned from the trail cameras, from these cellular cameras, because it's been eye-opening.
Yeah.
Some of the behavior that surprised me.
I think it'd be interesting for you to put some cell cameras in the off-season in some of those places that we can't get into easily and just see what you find, because we've talked about that. Like, there are areas where we literally only walked for the first time like last January or February, and it would be cool to see what's happening in there.
Yeah, see what's bedding in those spots, because there's beds out on the end of those points.
Right.
And I mean, unless you put a camera there, you're never going to know what bed's back there.
Right, that'd be interesting.
It would be. Yeah, that's a good project for the off season. There's a lot of off season projects.
I don't like the sound of that. I heard the word TSI getting thrown around a little bit, and
yeah,
I immediately opened my LinkedIn and made a job. I'm looking for a new job post.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the TSI isn't quite as hard on you as what some of those bare rootstock plantings would be.
Are we doing that again?
Yeah, we do have a few acres of that, and
That's not what I wanted to hear.
and we're going to burn. So we can burn very effectively without worrying about it. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you'll be a part of that as well. But the off-season work can be just as much fun as the hunting
I
sometimes.
like that stuff better, honestly. I mean, I don't know better, but I like it equally as much.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to see, and I mean, I could talk about this for 10 minutes, but it's just been cool over the last few years to see the transformation of this farm with the projects that we do each year, and just how the deer and animals and everything adapts and reacts to that.
Yeah, it's going to keep evolving for a few more years. I'd say, I think we're 2 years away from the farm being quite good, and probably 3 or 4 years away from it being, you know, at maybe its plateau level. And it's just a matter of keeping it there. You know, the evolution has to do with age of the bucks, but it also has to do with the quality of the habitat. And once you get the habitat quality to a certain level, it's going to be hard to make it any better than that.
Right.
You just have to try to keep it there.
Right. Which would be strategically shooting bucks and does to keep the population in check, and
Yeah, and just maintaining with fire and
Yeah.
cutting and stuff.
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, those are all factors, because if you have too many deer, obviously you can't grow anything.
Right. We didn't have that problem this year.
No, well, I mean, they're here.
Right, but there's still food too.
Yeah, there's tons of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the other thing that's been interesting is looking at these trail cameras or the photos, how many does there really are, and everybody's always thinking that we don't have any deer here, but you know, I can show you pictures of, you know, spots like right in front of us with 7 or 8 does out there in one night.
Yeah.
They're here. But
I mean, they're not here at this given exact moment.
no, but they're on the farm.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous about what could be coming out behind us.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Put a bow on it.
Yep. So anyway, we're going to have a lot more content coming up, and we do appreciate all the support that we've gotten this season. It hasn't been the world's greatest season from the standpoint of seeing and shooting bucks, but hopefully it sets the groundwork for some interesting stories. And then as we get into the next couple of years, that should all play out a little bit more, and hopefully we can show you some success in the future.
Yeah.
If not, we can show you a listing of a farm. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I appreciate you joining us here, and we'll see you back here again soon for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always
Dream big.